Yeah, that's how you accidentally click the wrong thing on Streamlabs and show the main screen before the actual intro. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Monday/Tuesday, the Amigos and Co., where you can be guaranteed this is always going to be hashtag potatoes. Welcome, gentlemen. We have Mr. Chris Vandal and also Stephen Legion from Australia and Las Vegas intro, respectively. Welcome, gentlemen.
Nice to see you, Adam. Nice to see all you guys in chat, too. Nice to see all your, well, I was going to say smiling faces, but all your highlighted screen text names, I guess.
Yeah.
For want of a better term.
Shout out to Vapor Swaggins, who was here earlier. That's my ugly twin sister, if you guys didn't know. Jake Lundholm. We got RB Mark II. And then we also got Drip Vibe. What's up, man? Good to see you. Great One Batsky, Dan J. Mr. Sean Typhon, the Angry Hippie. And Drip Vibe Vapor already said, I believe. And yeah. So that's everyone's talk so far.
Nice.
What's up,
Awesome. Yeah, but there was a little bit of YouTube action going on. I saw the Omi's stream went down, and then I just completely shafted our own stream. So what the fuck? What the fuck?
It's, what do they call it? Mercury in retrograde? Isn't that happening?
Oh,
if you're in a Capri Sun right now, and then you got to go into the season of Red Lobster. And then if you didn't know any better, your cheddar biscuits are going to be in the bad moon or something. I don't know.
No one wants their cheddar biscuits to be in the wrong phasal situation, no doubt. It makes my third eye hum if I do that.
Like a fart?
Well, like yeah, I got nothing.
Well, I get it. People say third eye, and they always say like the one on their forehead, but technically we always have a third eye. So what about the fourth eye? Anyways, what are you vaping on, Adam?
Everybody just ignore that.
Yeah, I had absolutely no response. You got me good on that
5 minutes,
one.
we're not ready for buttholes yet.
Yeah.
No, not touching your butthole.
Well, actually, I decided to go something different today. Today is Tank Day. I have 0 mechs and 0 RDAs going on. So we'll kick it off with a little ether action on the, what's this called? Vaporoso Swag 2, little ether in MTL. That has in there actually some Sad Boy, which I did up for MTL situation. Custard cookie custard, whichever way they call that. It's pretty tasty. I also have another little MTL banger. This one is on the Odin 75C Mini with the K-Fun 2019 because that's my MTL jam. That one has PB Party Eric Vinyl and Vapor, which is probably one of my favorite MTL liquids because that's pretty much I have it every time we come on streaming.
Pretty much.
But also to you can see there I've got the ether tank from the Bogan on the wrong mod, not on the Odin. So I've decided to continue that situation where I've got the Stephen Legion Edition DHD Aegis X, but I have the Blotto in there. Reintroduced to the 2828s. I didn't really vape them very often, even though I make them and retail them. I don't vape them very often because 2.5 ID. But I put some of them in the Blotto, and that is banging. Very, very nice. What do I actually have in there? Oh, little Australian e-liquid. Some Clouded Visions. Fat stack. This is like, what did they say? It's delicious fluffy pancakes topped with rich decadent maple syrup, golden butter, and a dash of cream. Breakfast of champions. This is delicious. Fat stack upside down. That's that one.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And the last one. I finally got a new edition. This is the Juggernaut V2 by QP. With a bubble glass on there and a little DHD drip tip. But the annoying thing is you put the straight glass on, which is the 2mm situation, and everything lines up. And then you put the bubble glass on and I can't get everything to line up. So that's slightly annoying. We bitched when we could see logos, and now I'm bitching because I can't see the logo. So that's really annoying. But wow, this thing vapes amazing. Very, very good. On top of the 250C Odin from Vapor's Cloud and Dovpo and Mr. Sam the Vapin Bogan. Very, very good. In there I have actually some of this to help our fight here in Australia. The Goose Hunt, which is a salted caramel cookie. Very, very good. Money going to LVA. You can buy this at any, well, pretty much all and every vape store here in Australia to help the fight. because we certainly need it at this point in time. I'm going to pass it off to my fellow countryman, well, country person, Mr. Legion. What are you vaping, sir?
I have been so lazy over the past week. I have stuff, I have old things that I could play with. I literally just couldn't be bothered. I had too many other things to worry about. And so if you've watched any of the last couple of streams, yeah, not much has changed. It's perennial on my desk, the original Odin 100, the Duff Bow version, with the Barra on top, which is not a bad tank. Gone through a few coils on that. Review for that should be coming out, in a week or so. But yeah, it's a nice little tank. Weird. Did I talk to you guys about it before? It's sort of, it's not disposable, but it's leaning in that direction. It's got a metal base. It's got a plastic top. You fill it just like you'd fill a pod system, little silicon bung, but it has replaceable coils, so you can use it just like a tank. And then when the top gets too old, just toss it out, the dirt cheap, get a new one. So it's sort of disposable, but not really. I kind of think of it as the antithesis to the Aegis line. The Aegis is something that was durable and will survive anything. This is the reverse. Will not survive anything. If you drop it, it's cracked, it's gone, but it's so cheap you don't care. So
nothing like a replaceable bung, by the way. I just wanted to pick you up on that word. That was fantastic. I haven't heard bung used in context in a long time.
Bung is just one of the best words of all time. It's got a bung on the inside. It's got a bung on the outside. You can bung it up.
Bung for the.
I've woke up full of snot and feeling really bunged up. I mean, bung is just the best word.
The main definition for bung when used in Australia is anus.
Of course.
Yeah.
Hence, I'm feeling bunged up.
Bunghole.
In addition to that, the Advocate Arthur, it wants to be a really, really shiny looking little billet box. As far as I know, no rebuildable section to this, but it does come with the usual, cover my face, little pod section on the inside with replaceable coils, pops out, looks quite nice. Comes in different colors, quite lightweight. Not a DNA or anything like that, but it does have that bottom. Again,
it looks thicker than a billet box too, yeah?
A little bit thicker. Very, very similar though, and quite lightweight. Nice little device. In here, I've got some Frank and Atticus peppermint and white chocolate cookie, because that is the bomb. And on top of that, for pod systems, and I chose the black so you can't see anything, but it's the Valerian. The Valerian, which surprised me. I'm halfway through the review. If I get around to finishing it today, it'll be up tomorrow morning. But the Valerian it's weird because they've done so well with the Coco and Caliburn and that side of pod things that I would have thought when they went into something else, they'd lean more towards the pod mod side of the market. Everyone else is doing pod mods. They don't really have much in that range. Why don't we have our regular pods and then these sort of, multi-wattage sort of devices, and they've just completely sidestepped that. This is as basic and as simple as you can get. No wattage control, no screen, stick in a coil, charge it up, hit the button, and babe. It's
that device also doesn't have drawer activation, does it? So it's button only. Yeah.
No, button only.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of refreshing to have a device that is just simple.
Yeah.
Straightforward.
Yeah.
It's babe.
I did see one of those in a store that I was in last week, and it's a little bit bigger than I thought it was going to be, I guess. Yeah, interesting though. Very nice.
It's always weird when you look at companies and they come out with like 12 different things, and I can understand if you have like a pod system, a pod mod, or 2 different versions of a tank, a pod, or not a pod, a rebuildable tank, an RDA. A big like if you covered all your bases, I could understand that. But you get companies that will do like, we've got 15 pod systems, and they all use different coils, except for those 3 ones there. They use replaceable pods. You can't change the coils. They're all much the same kind of thing, but this one comes in pink, and that one comes with stickers, and that one's green, and It's like, why? Why do you have so many of the same thing?
Ha.
It's like, I don't know. It confuses me. It's kind of like, you know, that thing is like, I think we all go through it, especially in Australia where phone buying is a bit different from the States. But, every 2 years, every 3 years, contract's up, time for a new phone. You go to the website and you're like, okay, so the new Galaxy's out. Okay, so there's the Galaxy Plus, and the Galaxy Plus Ultra. What's the difference? Can't tell. That one's got a nice camera on it.
As long as you have the leather cover, the old person cover on your phone.
Sounds like every old guy right now when they're in the cell phone.
Yeah. That's why I said that.
Seriously though, like you go look at it, it's like brand new phone. There's 3 versions, and they're all virtually the same. You have to literally dig through the specs. Oh, that one's got a slightly larger battery, an extra camera, and 0.2 millimeters more on screen real estate.
Yep.
Am I going to pay $800 for that?
For an extra third of a centimeter.
Yeah, Lissy in the chat says, and you have to buy different pods and coils for everyone.
Yeah. I again, our industry still young, still new, and I love what our industry does, but there's so many missteps along the way. It's like, I want to see. I mean, I'm always think consumer based, right? I want to see some sort of standardization. If you can't work with the other companies, that's fine, but standardize within your own house. And how much easier would it be? This is why I don't understand. It's like we introduced a tank last year, and now we're introducing a new tank with a different coil, different format. Next year we'll introduce another one with a completely different format. How much retooling and redesigning? How much simpler would it be to design a new tank around the dimensions of an existing coil? We already make this coil. It's this tall. It has these threads. The pitch gauge of the threading is this. Okay, work from there and build a new tank.
Come on, Steve. You're expecting common sense. That's
yeah. It's not expecting common sense. It's fucking bad business. I worked in a restaurant. I know the rules. You don't bring in a new menu item that requires 100% new ingredients. You bring in one ingredient that allows you to add 5 things to the menu.
Yeah.
Now we have cilantro on everything. But, it's just kind of how you work things out in business. And it makes sense for them just to set up a factory, keep churning out new coils, and then build their other stuff around it.
Yeah. So is that your buffet, Steve?
Oh yeah, I'm done. That's it. I took a little extra time because I know that you never have any shit to talk about.
Yeah, I know. No, so I do have. I actually ran out of fucking coils for my Narada, and I've been critical of it since I've been here. I'm gonna tell you guys, I don't like that thing, man. It sucks. The coils burn out in like 2 days. I got to get the MTLs. But anyways, I do have my old topside back in action because last week, if you guys know, I was drunk and did a bunch of stupid shit around my pool. I dropped my last one in the pool. I tried to vape it afterwards. Pool water's not good. Somehow it worked. Anyways, so I got topside with some heads from Homeboy. And yeah, otherwise I'm going to go get a new mod this week. I think I might go get something that I can build on. I've been saying that forever, so I'm just lying to you guys at this point.
Don't you have a shelf of things you can build on that you just...
I have a shelf of things that I don't want to ruin. I have some old school like OG recoils, and like I have the dang fucking with, but I already got it installed with breeze tone, so I'm not gonna take out the cotton. I'm just gonna take out the cotton on that and then restuff it. But I have like some OG like recoil stuff, that I got, and like some those I'm gonna keep so that when they're worth something someday, I'm gonna rip some kids off, when they get into it 20 years. Put it on Vape Bay or something, eBay, of vaping when that comes out.
You could push the price up because they're PMTA pre-date.
Yeah, they're PMTA. There you go. You're not buying it from jizz.com online, Britwish.com, some weird shit.
So I have also stacked it going into a pool sideways, hitting my face on the side of the pool as I went in and full dunk. Did you full dunk?
Worst part is, I guess I fell multiple times because I was telling Adam before the show, I was blackout drunk because I was drinking a ton of seltzers and I smoked weed at the same time, and that always makes it where I don't remember shit. So more, I got most of my damage just falling into the pool. I did fall into the pool. There's no damage as far as I know. I might have some water in my lungs. Who knows? But as far as all that was on the ground in the dry area, and I was showing Adam, like I felt so fucking, my fat ass was running for some reason. Hit a chair, I guess. Eat shit. You guys saw it on my Instagram, my knees. But check out the chunk I took out of my fucking fingers from falling. Like it's not gonna focus. But like this is why if you're like 33 years old and you're out of shape, you shouldn't run. Just don't do it. But yeah,
Hey,
so
well,
I
man,
felt pretty hard.
you put a security cam in your backyard, and you just review that footage every morning to see what you did last night. You'll quit drinking permanently within like a week. Like,
See, that's the thing. Like, I don't want the Jersey Shore. I don't want my life to be defined by Jersey Shore quality bloopers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically, I'm like the Snooki that doesn't shave her beard. But yeah, that's all I got.
with better tits.
Yeah. Subjective.
Yeah. Maybe the same amount of hair though. Yeah. Interesting. Yes, I stacked it on a pool. I was younger and I wasn't under the influence of any extracurricular activities, but yeah, going into the pool is a shock after you crack yourself on the side on the way in. You know, I can't believe the top side's working. Like it's even firing up. I can't believe that.
Well, it didn't work after the fact. Like I fell in, I guess, and this was in the hot tub at some point, and I pulled it out right away, and I was like, yeah. Everyone's like, oh shit, your body. You know, me being drunk just done. I was like, yo, whatever. You know, so. You know, I have a saltwater pool too, so it was not nice. It's basically like what San Francisco smells like if I were to define it.
That's an intense aromatic. I can vouch for that.
Yeah. Except for like the poop on the sidewalk. Besides that.
So you don't poop in your pool?
No, I am a frequent peer. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I am a frequent pool peer, but I'm not a pool pooper. You gotta be alone when you do that. You know what I mean? And like, you know, I'm a nature kind of guy. I can poop in nature, but pooping underwater just seems weird. I did poop in the ocean once though when I was younger, so there's that. But that's not the same thing, I don't think. I think that's more like, you know, being eco-friendly. I cut out the middleman of like the toilet and the like system. You know, that's the most green you can poop. But yeah.
Wow.
I'm just gonna leave that.
Yeah.
just leaving that.
Just push that.
I'm tempted to ask how old you were, but I really don't want to know that it was when you were 25. So we'll just leave that.
I was like 17. You've ever been to a public beach in California? You know how far away the bathrooms are? And number one, like the bathrooms in public beaches, are gross as it is, you either catch hepatitis or like you get like a needle in your foot.
There was a famous band here in Australia called the Bondi Cigars, and I thought it was like, oh, that's a pretty cool name, and I had no idea what it was, you know, thinking they're from Sydney, obviously, Bondi Beach, you know. Then I learnt that a Bondi cigar is actually when someone defecates in the ocean, and that's what floats by you, a Bondi cigar. I had no idea. Yes.
I did have a friend, and I'll drop it after this, because I will answer. There's something in the chat I want to address. I did have a friend that we did go out, and this was probably about 5 years ago, and we went to the beach, and she was around that certain time of the month, and the thing popped out while we were sitting on the beach, and we took a picture at the same time, and luckily got like the picture of it, like as it was floating away in the stream of the water. I'm talking about tampon. Anyways, Dan J in the chat says the latch door on his top side staying not closed, and so he's thinking about gluing it up to make it a permanent internal battery mod. I want to address something that I get a problem with these top sides too. The door latch does get loose, and obviously this is like, I'm not giving advice, but I'll tell you what I've done is I've taken the door and I put it in a straight vise and straightened it out, and it works perfectly. Again, it's probably not something that's going to fix it forever, but just some of Vandals from the hip. Don't do this at home advice.
This will void your warranty.
Yes, but if you get in touch with them, they're usually pretty good. Sometimes it takes a while, especially in our slow mail world. But yeah, they will send out replacement door kits. So occasionally I've heard people getting the wrong one. It'll happen, like you get the dual door and you've got a single, and you're like, that's not going to fit. But
it's a sidecar.
Yeah, it's an extra part. It's one of those things like you get the dual door, and now you're like, well, do I have to buy an extra mod just so I have a spare?
Just putting that in chat. Please don't do any of this at home.
Yes.
Not with 18650 batteries.
Dan J in the chat says it's from dropping it. Small teeth on the side. The latch came off.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys. I know I don't. Steve, you have a top side too, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I don't know about you guys. I'm sure you guys don't drop them as much as like I would or anything. But do you guys notice that that's the only? So you just notice how I just tapped it and it flew open.
Yep.
That's the only flaw I found with this device, is the door. But it lasts for like a year.
It's a common complaint. They're durable, they're solid, they're reliable, they last forever. But every now and then, more often than we'd like, the doors go. Sometimes people get a dead chip. Like it's okay, and it just seems to have gotten moist, and it's died. It happens, and that's the thing. We hear these stories, and if it's within 6 months or so, then I understand your rage. We love our devices. We prize our devices. We pay time and time again for these fancy things. If you've had your device for a year and a half and you're hard with it, don't go around complaining that it's not working.
Yeah, I got at least a year out of each one. Well, the last one I did a whole year, but this one I got a year out of it. I was using this one for a long time. So you get a long time out of it. I do think that if they could figure out a way to put a latch on the side of it somehow, that would probably be perfect. But I do know that, here's my redneck engineering question on it is because of the fact they put the batteries in there and the batteries are always have the constant pressure of pushing against the contacts. It's going to be
that's
bad.
it.
Yeah, unfortunately, my Anakin Proton did the same thing. I gave it one small tap, and it no longer will hold the batteries. In fact, even so much that when I went walking with it, the door just sprang open and put dings in the batteries. Yeah, it wasn't even a bang or anything like that, which is unfortunate. But I agree. If you got a year out of a mass-produced, regulated device, that's pretty good time as far as I'm concerned. I got a couple that are just DOA now, like they were working. I just haven't had batteries in them for a while, and they're no longer not even firing up. So it's yeah. But
Well, that's the thing too. I mean, it's one thing if you bought it, used it a little bit, sat it on the shelf, still should be new condition. But if you're the average person, you might have one or two, and you're rotating them through. You'll replace one when it goes down. So if you're using it day in day out as your main, this is my travel, this is my work device, this is what I carry around with me all the time. Yeah, that's a lot of wear and tear. Just imagine, when you went out and partied and you had a pack of smokes in your pocket. Just 2 days. Go out on Friday night, wake up on Saturday afternoon, and you look at that. It's crushed. Just imagine the damage that pack of smokes took just sitting in your pocket and being pulled out all the time. Now imagine doing that all year long to your device.
yeah,
That wear is going to build up.
that last cigarette on the box was always the broken one as well. Yeah.
That's why even if you're not a rolly person, you always keep a pack of papers handy. Because that Sunday morning at 4 a.m. with no smokes and you're just sitting there performing a little bit of surgery, you just tear off that glue strip and hold your finger there. It'll work. I'll burn on my fingers, but it'll work.
Speaking of which, I had to adjust a belt the other day, so I needed to melt a little bit of, strapping, so that it would no longer fray. And for the first time in a very long time, this has been sitting on my desk. And
That's an interesting pod system.
it is.
I've seen that one
Yeah,
before.
it's got 2,000 mAh. This is like seeing a very volatile old X. This has been sitting on my desk for a couple of days, and this is the one that we use around the house, and it just looks out of place. I can't even believe it. It's very, very strange.
Nice looks.
Yeah, I know. It's still sitting on the desk. I've got to put it back or else I'll get in trouble. But it's very weird.
I don't think we even have one in the house anymore.
Yeah, right.
Don't know what it would do. And in the old days, you'd light things with the stove.
Oh, I was just about to say that on the radiator. Yeah.
But we've got ceramic glass top. So I don't know. I don't know what if I had needed fire, what would I do?
You could rub two mods together.
Yeah.
That's what your beard's for. It's fire starter.
Oh, my beard.
Yeah, he'd be busy rubbing two topsides together, and then the beard would catch light and
just get your body real dry and rub your legs together with the friction.
There you go, Steve. Dan J in chat saying the toaster, of course. Yeah.
Yes.
The toaster is the best way to make grilled cheese, and you put it in sideways, and you put the cheese on it right there, and you pull it out. But
You
gotta
put the
be careful.
toaster sideways.
You put the toaster sideways, you put the cheese on it so it cooks it on it, you get a grilled cheese, but you got to be careful because if you don't catch it before it pops out, you got a hot-ass grilled cheese brick flying across your kitchen counter.
I think, what was it? It might have been Wish.com, one of their ads. Wish.
Yep.
Oh, I'm
It
sure
was,
they
it was special bags. You make your grilled cheese sandwich and you put them in the bag and you pop it in the toaster in the bag and toast it and it comes out as a grilled cheese sandwich. I was like, that's a brilliant idea. I'm not buying that from Wish. No fucking way am I heating up paper from Wish in my toaster and then eating that. I don't know what the fuck's in there.
Yeah, don't do anything that you put in your body from Wish. I want to address though. Sean Typhon in the chat said that the topside duels are about as ugly as Puddin Sauce McNasty's feet. And so I wonder, how do we ban someone from the channel?
Poon sauce? You want to ban poon sauce? Is that what you're saying?
I don't want to ban.
I want to know how many
wanna-
times has Sean Typhon woken up next to Poon Sauce's feet?
And like, I'm not trying to be mean to Poon Sauce, but I just imagine yellow toenails, that look like claws and stuff. Because now
Well, that would be me.
I'm going to answer for Sean right here. What goes on the road stays on the road, and I'm sure that's no one's business in any way, shape, or form. Oh.
Stays on the bus, stays on the bus.
Can you hear
What's
that,
going
Ray?
on?
It's absolutely coming down.
I did.
Yeah, it's sideways at the moment. We had a week of very hot weather here in Adelaide, so I put all my winter clothes away for the last 3 days, and for the rest of this week, we're back to winter, basically. So, yeah, thanks, Sky Daddy.
It sounds like you're at a wave pool.
It does, right? Is that annoying?
Nah, man, it's gonna make you fall asleep though.
I'll just mute myself.
No, you're good, dude. It's like we'll do ASMR Adam with the sounds of nature.
Yeah.
You're like,
So this 28 gauge?
That was very effective. Yeah.
no, we didn't advertise it, but we do have a giveaway for you guys tonight. And then, so yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it because it kind of confused us as well. You guys know I used to do social media for Desire Design. I think they're a shit company, but I got a bunch of their stuff to give away. So, I was going through some stuff the other day, and I found this Mad Dog tank thing. So I've never seen it and anyone use it. I've never seen anyone in sale anywhere. But anyways, they gave us a bunch of products that they weren't ever going to sell, I guess. So I got a Mad Dog RDA, but it's got an Anakin. What was it calling it again?
A lift.
It's an Anakin lift, and it's a STA, basically a suction tank adapter, I guess. I don't fuck. You guys look. What is it? Anyways, it's an Anakin tank at the bottom where you put your wicks down. So it's kind of like it's a wannabe squonk without a squonk. So you put your wicks down in it. But yeah.
It's that.
There you go.
It's that right there.
Yeah.
So they were gonna do, I guess they were gonna come together and do this. It's this deck right here, and they were gonna sell this, but hopefully it was because Anakin came to their right senses to not fuck with a stupid company. Anyways, that's just my opinion. But we're gonna give this away
You're
tonight.
not bitter at all.
I'm not
No.
bitter. I just don't justify. Like they didn't do me bad. Like I worked for them. I got a paycheck, and then when the business done, business done. But like you're the kind of person in the community that they kind of screwed over a little bit. So. That's why I say fuck those guys. If
And
you guys don't know,
more than me, they fucked with Dwayne's reputation and they fucked the consumer. Bottom line.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many rage recalls. It's just insane.
So
so you guys have a chance.
well, it's two devices in one. You're getting an extra special thing from. So has anyone worked out when the lift was from? What year was that? Does anyone know in chat? What year was the lift?
My guess, I remember it vaguely, so I'm thinking about three and a half years ago.
So obviously, I'd like to see some pictures of where the wicking goes. But obviously, so it operates as a bottom feed. How does it work?
Let me see if I can open this up.
It basically turns your device into kind of like an RDTA. Little tank below and then just suction draw.
Here we go. Sorry, I just found the words. The lift utilizes a one-way seal. So that would be a bung. Going back to that, good segue. The lift utilizes a bung to internalize pressure, allowing the jizz to travel up through the center pin to the coils, allowing the user's cotton to get saturated without dripping.
Did you say
So
jizz?
essentially, there is a squonk hole in here, and there's a squonk hole it comes up into. But it doesn't make sense to me how it would go up there because, like the way it is set up right now, and I don't have it open. This deck doesn't have a big enough opening to put your wicks down into it. So I don't know. I don't think this is supposed to work together. I think this was prototype you know, and it never went anywhere. So this is something that if you guys win it, whoever wins it tonight, it's something that you probably will just put on a shelf somewhere, and it'd be a cool piece of history of something that was never made.
Yeah, interesting. Interesting. Just saw Mr. Frames Janklin, part of the Omis. We sent our love, bro. The stream dropped out, and everyone was like, "What happened?" So we just send our love, man. Sato to you.
But yeah, if you guys want to start tossing your coins in the chat, if you guys want to win that, it'd be a great shelf thing, a doorstop.
Robert Darkings is also putting it out there into the world. He needs TP for his bunghole. Indeed. If you can help that, you can send an email to robertdarkings@bungholes.com and we might
an affiliate of Breezetones LLC.
Indeed, yeah. Support at bunghole. I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, yeah. You can X one in the chat if you like. If you want to win that lift and Desire Designs. What's the name of that topper again?
The Mad Dog V2 RDA.
Mad Dog.
We've given away a couple on here before, and they're a little like I'll be honest with you guys. If you're gonna win this one, I do it more for the Anakin part than the Desire Design part of it. But it's a decent little deck, 4 holes on it, but it comes up like this, and like I'd show you, but the camera sucks. So you got to be careful if you're installing stuff because they break easy. We had someone on here win something. I can't remember who it was. Win one of those and said it broke easy, but it's something that you can take. Who cares? It's free.
Yep.
Get it out of my fucking house. No.
Way to sell it. Awesome. Speaking of competitions, we should also a small update, and I haven't actually spoken to Vandal about this when Vandal was not here. Was it last week, Steve? It might have been the week before. It might have been 2 shows ago. That's right, 2 weeks ago. Vandal wasn't here, and I put up, and I wasn't sure if I'd offended you at all, Vandal, but the competition premise was that people had to come up with the story of why Vandal was not here on the stream. And come up with the most ridiculous story you could come up with. We have a couple of some very good entries, but I didn't put it on Instagram, so I'm going to leave it
There's
open.
People that already did it. Oh my god, you guys are putting the effort outside of the behavior.
It would not be kosher for me to say who was entered into the competition at this point, but there's a couple of strong runners with a couple of lengths lead. So I'm going to leave it open for another week. I haven't got it on the desk, but it's the chance
if you guys didn't know, Adam's got this bitchin' mug.
I got a bitchin' mug, a special edition Breezetones mug. That's what you can win if you can come up with the funniest story, the most outlandish ridiculousness that you can come up with of why Vandal was not at our stream 2 weeks ago. I will send it anywhere in the world. There will be one more week. I guess I will announce who won it. Send me a story via the social medias somewhere. Instagram would be great because I can get the DMs there. So send me your funniest story of what happened to Vandal.
Yes.
Yeah, and you could go into the chance.
Are you going to read it out or something? Like, what's going on? We're going to have like a story time edition. Like, you're going to do like a little video pre-record or something, and you'll have the rain in the background, and you'll be like,
"So Vandal."
I'm trying to do your accent, but I can't.
So Vandal and his Breestones.
I don't know why you're Hispanic. I don't know.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Aliens. Mowgli Vapes is saying aliens. Yes, there's been the couple of good runners that I have at the moment that are taking the lead. They're PC. They could be read online. I mean, I'm sure we've said worse in our conversations. Oh, it's Vape Mail Live. That's right. So yep. So put the X1s in chat for the devices that Vandal's got. Send me a DM.
So bad.
Yeah. People are like, X1, okay.
The only 2 people have entered is Robert Darklings and Drip by Vapor. And
Steve, give us a running commentary. Steve, what have you received?
I have received a box, and in the box there are things. I'm using my trusty blade to open the box. On the outside of the box, there is a sticker. It has strange hieroglyphics. If you can figure out what this means, you might be able to...
Vandy Vape.
Ooh, focus. Okay,
yeah, like one of the most identifiable logos.
It's a very small box. It has one thing in it. I know what this thing is. I'm quite excited. Woo! Altem.
Oh.
It is The Requiem.
Interesting.
That light off there. There we go. It comes with one deck and some stuff.
And some stuff. Some vapey stuff.
Some Ultem stuff. Let's have a look on the inside. Let's
Interesting.
open this up. What's in here?
I wouldn't be a very good vapor, but I kind of switched off from Vandy Vapor a little while ago, to be completely honest. I don't really see many of their products.
Okay,
You know what?
so we have a beauty ring. We have a thing. This is very tricky to open because this bit won't come off. We have, I see, we have an Ultim top cap thing,
Is that like a...
which will go with this thing. Which way around does this go? I think it goes that way. No, does it go this way?
So it's an RDA, obviously.
Yeah, it's an RDA.
Yep.
It has 1, 2, and 3. So you've got your mouth to lung bore.
Oh.
You've got your restricted direct lung bore. And you've got your big ass clouds bore.
Full face hole. So that's like a kind of like a chuff cap? Is that the...
Kinda, yeah. Let's see how this thing fits together, but
single or dual?
one barrel.
Well, obviously,
3 caps.
MTL, the single coil, right?
Yep, single coil. We'll get that little deck out of there. There we go. Ooh, there's more stuff. Coils, manual, screwdriver, shit ton of oil rings, couple of screws, plunk pin. The usual affair. Okay, pop all that, put that box over there. And the deck looks like that.
They're still going with coils wrapped in a certain direction.
Yeah.
Robert Darkings is saying the deck is tiny on that RDA. Juice capacity is basically what the cotton will hold.
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely tiny little space there.
Maybe is it so? Bottom feed, squonk pun.
There is a swamp pin in the box, and I will pull something out and try it on that form. I think because that'll be the best option.
Interesting.
Figure out how this cap goes together.
So I guess this is a bit of a roundabout question, Steve, as your background as a reviewer. You know, someone like Vandy Vape, I'm sure that's not the first product you've received from them. You know, do they contact you before they're going to send you something, or is it at a point now where they just send you stuff? And
usually what happens is a company will contact me and send, or that they want something to be reviewed, ask me if I'm interested, and then I say yes, I'm still interested, double check my address, all that stuff, and they'll send it out. About half the time, that's what happens. And then there are certain companies where you get the email, we have sent you X for review, and here's the tracking number, and you look at the tracking, and it's literally outside the door. It's like, we sent it 2 weeks ago, but we just sent you the email, here it is. And that's about 40% of the time.
yeah,
And about 10% of the time, it's once that initial contact is done, and they've gotten a review or two out of you, it's just you're on that list. It's like, okay, the first 20, they go out to reviewers, and shit just turns up. Just like, oh, is that out? I didn't know that was out yet. Now I've got one.
Yeah.
And that's, a smaller amount of time. But it's kind of fun, too, when stuff turns up like that. You don't have a chance to do any research, or it puts you back into that sort of...
first impression.
Yeah, first impressions kind of thing. Like, you just open it up, it's like, oh, what is this? Check it out.
Awesome.
And then you get those companies, and there's a few of them, where stuff is promised, but it never turns up. It's like, apparently I was getting an ether. I didn't buy one because I was getting one.
I
don't know what happened.
Hashtag
It might still
mail
be out
service.
there.
Yeah.
Apparently, I was getting a Jenna from directly from Jay. Don't know what happened. Yeah, there's a few things like that. I don't know. I guess you lose. They lose interest, or they lose track of their contacts, or I don't know.
So I'm gonna throw this out there real fast, since obviously no one wants to really win this contest. I'm just gonna give this to Drip Vibe because he says he wants a piece of history. But since Robert and him are the only two that are doing it, send me both your info, guys. I went through, and I'm gonna send you both a comp mod. I'm not gonna tell you who's gonna get what. One's an Anarchist V1 comp mod. One's a V2. So.
Damn. Everyone's a winner.
Okay.
I'm not gonna tell you who's getting which one, but you guys will be surprised. But since
See,
you guys only
don't you guys wish, all you other guys, don't you wish you had joined in by now?
We're just giving it away. Giving it away. Oh, now Mowgli's in it. He's X1, yeah. So, nice work, Mowgli. Oh, dear. Nice.
So we'll do that. No.
Nice.
You guys are always here anyways.
Interesting. I just wanted to say I've been saying it a little bit to the Discord, the Omi's Discord, the Stooge Discord. That the QP, this is banging. I'm just going to say it out loud. It's absolutely banging, and I'm really, really enjoying it. QP. I was a big fan. A couple of people asked me. I posted a photo of some coils on the Fatality M25 deck, and that atomizer, when it works well, is incredible. But I was having quite a few issues with mine, and this kind of solves everything. If it's top airflow, I know, but this is a banging Addy. I've not been able to put it down since I got it. So no one really asked me about that. I just thought I'd say, yeah, really good.
Nice.
I like the way that tank looks. It looks really cool.
Well, I originally put the, I thought, that's sacrilege to put the Blotto on something else, but the Blotto was considerably bigger than this, and I just kind of like, it's a bit short and stumpy, kind of like myself, I guess.
But without the bolt, are you losing, obviously you're losing some, but how many hits would you get out of it?
It's kind of thirsty. I mean, I've been running it not super hot, not super wattage. It's kind of thirsty. It's a 5 and a bit, I think, with the bubble. And it came with silicon inserts and a 2 mil straight glass. So you're running a couple of big coils in there. I mean, you can fit. I did originally put 3 mil IDs in there because I was just like, everyone's saying 2.5, so I'm going to put 3 in there. And it vaped really well, but I did end up putting 2.5s in there, and it's vaping outstanding. So it's relatively thirsty. I think anything dual coil. RTA I always kind of find is a little bit thirsty just because you're smashing it. But then again, that argument of are you using the same amount? If you were just dripping into a dripper, probably likely yes, because they've both got a fair bit of airflow. So it's definitely got more airflow than the Blotto by a little bit. It's a restricted kind of direct to lung, but it's just different. It's very smooth, and the flavor is outstanding. And I like the fact that it's kind of basically foolproof, being top airflow. So it's very QP.
I know you rotate new stuff a lot, but I was thinking about getting back onto the tank, just trying it out because it's been a long time. I haven't tried a tank since I switched over, and it's been about a year now.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about maybe getting one just for keeping around, because after dropping my thing in the pool the other day, I realized I don't have a lot of stuff that I can just pick up and use anymore. Well, not anymore, just ever really. Because, I'm usually functional, one device, and that's it. So I'm starting to realize, maybe it's time to be a big boy and actually, have multiple setups.
I've got something to add there. One about going to an RTA, and this is coming from someone that there's people in chat that have 12 times the experience that I do. There's no doubt that an RTA will teach you an awful lot about your building and your wicking, because RTAs are just you got to wick them right, that's just the thing. It'll bite you very quickly. So it might be a little, for someone like yourself, who it might take you a couple of goes to get it, and you'll be frustrated. But once you get it and you get that technique down, they're awesome. So it'll teach you more than just the task of getting something to vape. I think we've probably said that 100 times, but absolutely 100%. If you want to do two things at once, get a decent vape and also learn a little bit about what it is you're doing, hell yeah, for an RTA. I mean, when I first learned how to build, I was building on an RTA because I knew that if you could get the wicking right on that, RDAs are going to be a walk in the park almost, you know. So what was the other thing I was going to say? Completely forgot the other thing I was going to say. Never mind.
Your brown eye.
Don't make your brown eyes blue. Indeed. RBMK was saying in the chat, and I was talking to Mr. Frames Janklin about this. I never gave my 28s much love because of 2.5 ID. I just don't love the way they wick, and just my own douchebag cloud wanting. But 2.5s in an RTA being constantly moist, being fed liquid, you know, they operate so much differently in an RTA, and you know, even that whole situation of running smaller ID coils in the RTA, and I know I'm stating the obvious to people who know about that, but I never really gave it much love, and this is vaping the same experience as what I love as a 3 mil ID. Obviously, maybe not as much volume as cloud, but the flavor and performance out of it is outstanding. So, you know,
Yeah.
learning constantly moist wicks being fed through that and the capillary going on in a tank, it's really, really good. That's hence why I put 2.5s into the blotto. I mean, I built the 27s for that, and that's a 3 mil ID, and yeah, it's vaping amazing.
Shannon in the chat says a billet RBA is a complete trial by fire to get it wicked right.
Yeah, any RVA is just a pain in the butt. I have virtually sworn off them. They'll come in for review, and I'll deal with them then, and then they go back to the shelf because tiny little decks, tiny little spaces.
How many of those do you think that you know, like 2 mil ID? Have they all been 2 mil ID? You know, can you fit 2.5s in that style of tiny RBA?
Most of them usually 2 or 1.5 if you're pushing things at 2, which is, you know, tiny little wire, no space, and they're usually designed really, really badly. Like, they put a lot of thought into how they design their deck. Like, you saw that cap deck system of AnyVape, and then they'll come out with an RBA section for an all-in-one or something, and it will just be, it'll be like 2012. It's like 2 screws and a slot to put your coil in. It's awful.
Interesting.
I can't stand them.
Yeah. And I'm just asking this as a devil advocate. You know, I guess I was thinking about bridges, or bridges for the billets and, you know, things like that. And the reality of, say, a K-Fun, you know, deck or even the Ether or any kind of MTL, like, you know, are they really that different? They still have to kind of wick and, you know, put the right amount of cotton. I did say coffin. I meant cotton.
I honestly, I don't have any experience with the billet bridges, so I can't really speak about those. But smaller mouth lungs, I mean, I've used a ton of different rebuildable tanks, and there's a difference between, say, building for a K-Fun and building for those little tiny RBAs, because they seem to be an afterthought. They design it around a coil, and the coil is tiny to begin with. Mm-hmm. The mouth lung device, so that they make this tiny coil, and then they start, okay, we need an RBA section. So they're working within the space that they've allowed for the coil, which is a little bit different from building a K-Fun from ground up, where they go, okay, we're going to put this kind of coil in here. We're going to have this kind of deck mounting system. Here's your wicking port. And then they build the rest around that. It's the inverse of that. We've built our tank. Now we need to find a way to put a deck in there. It's just so cramped, so small, and they don't work well. Even when you've got, you know, the perfect system, the perfect tiny little 28 gauge nichrome or whatever you put in there. They're just, it's a different thing. Whereas, you know, again, the ETH. What are you laughing at?
Vandal is going off in chat.
We're getting sultry in the chat. Don't worry, Steve.
I appreciate the technical talk there, Steve. I was just getting taken
totally
fully off track with Vandal.
Sorry, Steve. I didn't mean to derail it. This is what happens. This is why I never comment when I'm on Steve's videos. Anytime I comment something, he reads it, and I feel like it's like when you put in your Nintendo cartridge sideways. And,
Yeah.
But I just want to say this. You guys know Overdrips with the chat, and also he's on that show Mixing It Up. You guys should watch that. But now I want to throw this out there, man. Let's go in on it. I'll invest, dude. Let's start your own juice line. Call it Canadian Champagne. Sorry.
You should. I got nothing
Yeah.
for that. I got nothing. Yeah.
But yeah, so you guys that obviously send me your info on Instagram when you guys get a chance. Before we forget to let you know, it was Robert Darkings and then Jerk by Vapor. I know you guys sent me your info before, but I deleted all my messages, so please send that again for the other stuff. But yeah,
Crazy. I do believe we said that a couple of weeks ago that the next few weeks, I think for vaping here in Australia and even for all around the world, there's always some shit going on. You don't know, nicotine is being released finally, so that's going to be a big thing. That's literally in 4 days, right? 5 days.
Yeah.
So that's going to be huge. I hope everyone will share the shit out of that as well. That's very, very exciting. It couldn't come at a better time, particularly here in Australia. Few things going on in Australia. I'm sure everyone's going to see it when it all comes out and about. We have a bit of a fight on our hands. Of course, support ATHRA, support CASAR, support all of the advocacy groups, and do as much as you can telling the stories. We need it as much as ever. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, I've got a little something going on there in the scroller as well. ATHRA have a fundraiser going on, which you can go to athrafund.com.au. Also, just going to repeat that. This liquid, if you are in Australia, is very, very tasty, but it also gives dollars to support the advocacy effort by Legalise Vaping Australia. And I think I was discussing this with the wifey the other day. There's quite a few angles going on all at the same time, and we talk about concentrated effort, but I kind of like the fact that there's a bunch of things going on all at once as well, so coming from all angles. Yeah, and that's enough of the serious talk from me.
I think you've covered about all the important points there.
Yeah.
I did notice just some talk on social media. Was it Legalized Vaping got a donation from Dinner Lady recently, which is very, very nice of Dinner Lady to help support our cause, especially coming all the way from the UK, helping us out here. They, of course, massive company doing really well all around the world. And there's been a little bit of talk about, well, why are we getting funding from overseas? Why aren't the local vendors and the local manufacturers helping out? So I just want to point out that just because we don't see what's going on behind the scenes, and again, this is the topic I've mentioned, I think, on this show before. Just because we don't see what the local vendors are doing doesn't mean that they're sitting on their asses counting their money. Mm-hmm. They're still playing a part. I know that there is constant, literally daily conversations between the majority of Australian vendors and Legalized Vaping itself. They're constantly back and forward, working with each other, plotting, planning, strategizing, and helping to fund the fight. So don't think that just because you don't see any public grandstanding, I own a vape company and I gave them $20. Woo, yay me. They're not about that. They're just doing the work, which is good, and it's something that we also need to do the work.
Yeah, indeed. There's no doubt that the end of the year for us is going to be a big time. So, but it's also I also wanted to say it's really nice that also companies, no matter what country they are, they're seeing what's going on in Australia and other places as well, of course. But this is an international fight, and even though there's battles on different fronts, it's really nice that they actually care, because I'm sure Dinner Lady probably has a market here, but it's nowhere near as big as some of the other places in the world. So the fact that the small, I say again in italics, the small or Australian market, that the fact that they're taking notice of those things is huge for us out here. God, it's 500,000. So 500,000 supposed vapors here in this country. Could be so many more if the government gave us a bit of support. Yeah.
Yes.
And to piggyback off what Steve said, if you ever find yourself in a situation where you're going to tell somebody they're not doing enough, you're probably not doing enough. So shut up.
So's your face.
But yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're coming up to the hour, and just as we're coming up to the hour, Mr. Jangles has joined us. Jangles,
Good time to leave.
yeah, good time to leave.
Yeah.
Big love to you, Mr. Scott. All the love in the world. But we're coming up to that time. Gents, folks, what do we have coming up this week?
Gonna let Chris go first.
We're not doing a Friday Fault this week. We're skipping this week. Next week we will have a Friday Fault. We're coming back. I haven't planned it out yet, but last week I had Anthony Romello hop on the show with me on Friday Fault, and it was really fun. He's also a really funny guy. If you guys haven't seen him, he does the CBD candy stuff, CBD connoisseur. He also does the graphics and stuff, so make sure you show him some love. So I'm not going to promise that he'll be on next week when we come back, but I'm thinking about maybe seeing if he'll be down for it. Other than that, we're going to talk about his CBD stuff, his semi-awesome stuff, get over that, go over that stuff, talk about that stuff, But yeah, that's it. I'm a boring guy. That's all I got.
Anthony Romello is killing it with the artwork and the pieces. It always makes me giggle. He's got him and his company. I wish I could remember so we could give him a shout out. The name of the company.
Exotic Leaf and then Cloud Connoisseur and the CBD Candy Connoisseur.
Yeah. Also, his would you call it a marketing company?
It is Shake and Bake Media.
Shake and Bake Media. There you go. Yeah. Mr. Steve.
As for myself, the usual run of live streams. Excuse me. Water is good.
Mm-hmm. Hydro homies.
I was going to say that, but then I thought that's someone else's catchline. Step away from that. The usual run of live streams. Tomorrow morning, I'll be hanging out, having coffee with a few folks. Friday, we'll be addressing some news. And on Sunday, the Aussie Vape Show back at you once again. Usual sort of, random stuff.
Nice.
Just realizing that I haven't set up a guest yet. That's something to get on.
Steve will have a guest.
I need a PA.
Yeah.
The pay is shit. There's no pay. And you'll have to do my shopping for me and trim my toenails. But if you'd like to apply, I need a PA. Other than that,
certified in power tools.
Yes.
Wow.
I actually, to tell you the truth, I use big wire snips. I have a pair of wire snips.
Well,
I just imagine the sound of a toenail hitting a metal wall, like bing.
Clunk. It's a clunk. It's not a snip. It's a clunk. Back on topic. Aside from all the live streams, I should be doing it right now. I'll be doing it probably in 15 minutes. Finishing off a couple of reviews, getting all that stuff done. Aside from all of that stuff, I am still working on building the second channel. Not really ready to launch yet, but got stuff in motion. Kind of excited about that. And that's going to be fun because it's going to feed into this channel in that the more I do that, the better I will get at what I'm doing because I'm focusing on it more. And so my channel will get better. So
nice.
Bit of this, bit of that.
Yeah, nice. As far as I have, back to the shed. I've got coils up the yin yang that I've got to get done, and I just wanted to shout out all of the brick and mortar vape stores doing it. Doing it. They are still doing it, even though we've got all this stuff going on. So support your local vape stores. Big love to the local vape and Victory Vape and all the subsidiaries from there. Yeah. That's basically what I've got going on this week. That's kind of it. Yeah.
Adam has gone to shit himself, I'm assuming.
Chris is taking a bio break. Yep, he couldn't wait till the end of the show. We should end it here while he's gone, so he can say no more.
I was gonna show it off. Local Vape has new apparel. I was gonna show off on the shirts, but I think it's in the wash.
Bugger. Awesome. Yeah. All right, I'll save that for next week.
Yeah, Adam didn't say it, but make sure you use the code Amigos20 at localvape.com for a discount on your Bluestones coils.
I didn't say that. Yes, indeed. Amigos 20. It is also still in the scroller as well there if you need the spelling and format. But yeah.
You can read. Not all of us can.
Yeah, indeed. Sometimes it's best not to read because then you actually find out what's going on. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out with us. We love that we get to spend a little bit of your time on a Monday/Tuesday. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to all the peeps in chat for hanging out and keeping us on our toes. I guess we'll see you next week. See you during the week. See you on the cyberwebs, the intergoogles, and the all the stuff. Yeah. Big love. Big love.